She has good length and good timing. The way, Angel Reese had the advantage, got by her.
The bad, and the oh gosh, this is hard to watch. Angel Reese, she gave us everything yesterday. She gave us all three stages. The good, the bad.
What started as a routine battle for position quickly turned into one of the most discussed moments of the game when Angel Reese and Cameron Brink collided and an elbow appeared to escalate the situation. The officials immediately stopped play. Tensions began to rise, and fans wasted no time questioning whether disciplinary action could follow. But did the contact actually cross the line, and could Reese really be facing a possible suspension? The aftermath has left fans debating what happened and what could come next.
Congratulations on the NBA record, Angel. Tell me about you guys. Well, you know what I'm talking about. She knows.
No, I don't, because I be setting NBA records too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. All right. So tell me.
I'm here to tell you, Angel Reese has made the damn news again. And I'm telling you right now, Angel Reese had figured out a way to epically troll the WNBA and all of her haters. And I have to say, she's genius for it. She is. She know everybody don't like her.
Angel Reese and Cameron Brink just gave WNBA fans another game that looked like it was only one replay away from becoming a major controversy. Because while Reese was making history against the Los Angeles Sparks, one of the biggest storylines surrounding her performance was a physical sequence with Brink that immediately had fans questioning whether the Atlanta Dream star may have finally crossed the line.
Coming off a stretch of ball where she shot 8%, 23%, 31%. And you were wondering, at least I was, is she fading? Is she fading? And it would have been really understandable because, quite frankly, I think Carl Smesko plays her too many minutes. Hell, I think he plays his entire starting five too many minutes.
And considering how intensely these two players battled throughout the night, that question was not exactly coming out of nowhere. But this is where things get interesting, because the viral claim that Angel Reese was suspended after elbowing Cameron Brink does not appear to match what actually happened during the game.
We're really here. Record-breaking night for Angel Reese. A new WNBA record for rebounds in a game. 26 rebounds in a game. Glad that's over. We sure spent a lot of time on that, didn't we? Let's get into the highlights, shall we? The Angel Reese highlights, that is. Again, I just said she had 26 rebounds. What more do you want me to do? Good job. Angel Reese went off.
Angel Reese and Cameron Brink just gave WNBA fans another game that looked like it was only one replay away from becoming a major controversy. Because while Reese was making history against the Los Angeles Sparks, one of the biggest talking points surrounding her performance was a physical sequence involving Brink that immediately had fans wondering whether the Atlanta Dream star had finally crossed the line.
To make sure she tried to stay relevant, because we know it's slowly diminished, and Angel Reese will realize, damn, my hype going down. Let me do some foolish stuff or say something stupid, because this is exactly what she said. So if you guys don't know, Angel Reese, I guess, broke some NBA record. It is crazy that she's now comparing herself to NBA players, greats like Shaq, Rick Chamberlain, Dr. J. Talk about she's breaking NBA rebounding records. This is funny to me. And Angel Reese fans is just eating it right on up, bro. I can't even lie. This shit is
That number was not a typo, a statistician making a mistake, or Angel Reese somehow deciding that every missed shot needed to be hers. She grabbed 26 rebounds in Atlanta's 78-71 victory over Los Angeles, breaking Shameik Holdsclaw's previous WNBA single-game record of 24 rebounds, which had stood since 2003. And somehow, that was not even the only record Reese broke. Her 26-rebound performance pushed her season total to 458, allowing her to surpass Aya Wilson's previous WNBA single-season record of 451. Meanwhile, Cameron Brink made life extremely difficult for Reese around the basket. Brink finished with 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 blocks, with those 5 blocks being particularly important because Reese was not exactly having her most efficient scoring night. Reese finished with 11 points while shooting 4 for 14 from the field, meaning anyone looking only at her scoring numbers could have easily assumed she was having a difficult night. But that impression changes completely once you look at what she was doing everywhere else on the court. While Reese struggled to convert some of her attempts, she dominated the glass with relentless energy that kept giving Atlanta additional opportunities. And every time the ball came off the rim, she seemed determined to make sure it belonged to her.
4 for 4 from the field, 3 turnovers, almost as many turnovers as field goals made. Got blocked by Cam Brink 5 times. Again, 26 rebounds. Whoa. Seriously. That sounds sarcastic, but yeah, wow, 26. That's pretty good. That's crazy. That's a lot of damn rebounds. Be an Angel Reese highlight if she's not falling on the floor, right? If she's not falling on the floor, it just wouldn't be right if she's not falling on the floor. Not forget, rookie season Angel Reese on her way to the double-double streak. Onyeka Ogwumike purposely fouled Angel Reese to put her on the line so she can get her double-double. Onyeka Ogwumike, you are part of...
The funniest part was that this was not some quiet, efficient rebounding performance where Reese simply found the right position and collected a respectable number of boards before moving on. This was a physical battle that sometimes looked less like a basketball game and more like a wrestling match that happened to have a scoreboard. Cameron Brink was contesting shots. Reese was battling for position. Both players were fighting around the basket, and almost every trip into the paint seemed to bring the possibility of another collision. That physicality is exactly where the elbow controversy enters the story, because Reese has developed a reputation for playing with tremendous intensity, especially when fighting for position or attacking the offensive glass. Her approach can be highly effective because she is willing to absorb contact and keep pursuing the ball, but it can also create a very thin line between aggressive basketball and contact that officials have to penalize. That debate became even louder earlier this season when Reese was involved in another controversial elbow sequence against Phoenix, where officials initially assessed a flagrant one after her elbow made contact with Natasha Mack's face before the ruling was changed to a common offensive foul following review.
Elbow to the rib. Another elbow. Me down. Damn, super elbow. Shit, refs. Hey, yo, ref, you gonna call something? You gonna call these elbows? You right here. You gonna call something? That's one elbow. She clearly, bam. Okay? This is a dirty, dirty dog. Bam. Another elbow when she spins. Bam. Another elbow. Damn, Cam, you took all.
That incident is important because seeing an elbow on a replay does not automatically mean that a player is going to receive a suspension. The WNBA's disciplinary process considers the nature of the foul, the severity of the contact, accumulated technical and flagrant fouls, and any subsequent league review, meaning the final punishment can be very different from what viewers might expect immediately after seeing a controversial replay. Reese has been suspended before, but that previous suspension had nothing to do with Cameron Brink. In September 2025, Reese received her technical foul of the regular season, which triggered an automatic one-game suspension under the league's rules, making it important to separate that confirmed suspension from the claims circulating around this particular game. That distinction matters because the latest performance suggested something considerably more significant than simply surviving another physical matchup. She made WNBA history. Reese did it against a Sparks team that made her work for almost every inch of the court, with Los Angeles getting strong performances from Onyeka Ogwumike, Derrica Hamby, and Cameron Brink despite eventually losing the game. Ogwumike finished with 27 points and 16 rebounds, while Hamby and Brink each scored 15 points, with Brink adding 8 rebounds and 5 blocks to give Los Angeles a formidable defensive presence around the basket.
For Angel Reese to consider taking up a different game. Tiddlywinks maybe? I don't know. I don't know what game she wants to possibly take up. I know one thing, she can't wait for the Unrivaled season to start at this point. Wow. So while the Fever and Stephanie White and all the mess going on there from a standpoint of they got to figure something out because they're not a well-oiled machine, but at least they're winning. While that was happening, something, as the kids would say, diabolical.
Atlanta, however, had enough firepower to control the game, with Alicia Gray scoring 20 points and Ryan Howard contributing 18 points, while Reese delivered the performance that ultimately became the biggest statistical story of the night. The Dream eventually defeated the Sparks 78-71, completing a perfect 4-game West Coast road trip and improving their record to 25-13. The numbers still do not fully explain how unusual Reese's performance was, because she managed to struggle offensively while dominating in another major area. She missed 10 of her 14 field goal attempts, yet she grabbed more rebounds in a single game than most players would consider an exceptional total. Her 26 rebounds established a new WNBA single-game record, surpassing Shameik Holdsclaw's previous mark of 24 rebounds that had stood since 2003, while her season total also moved past Aya Wilson's previous single-season rebounding record of 451. That means Reese managed to break 2 WNBA rebounding records during a game in which she was shooting just 4 for 14 from the field, which is precisely what makes her performance so difficult to summarize using a traditional box score.
And as she's turned it around, the Atlanta Dream have now won 4 straight games. Now, 3 of these games are against lesser competition, with the LA Sparks a couple times and the Phoenix Mercury, but it is a 4-game road trip. And they started the road trip up with a 97-82 dominant win over the Las Vegas Aces, and Angel Reese had 21 points and 10 rebounds in that game. She shot 46% from the floor. In the next game, she had that perfect night, 9 for 9 from the floor. She was 2 for 2 from.
You could spend the entire night discussing her missed shots, her struggles around the basket, or the defensive pressure coming from Brink, and then look at the final statistics only to realize that Reese had somehow rewritten the record book anyway. It was almost as though every missed shot had turned into another opportunity for Reese to grab the ball and make an impact. Even Reese acknowledged the contrast after the game, explaining that Atlanta's previous visit to Los Angeles had been completely different because she had gone 9 for 9 from the field, while this time she struggled offensively and understood that she would have to impact the game in other ways. She certainly found another way to do exactly that, and the rebounding record became the perfect answer to a night when her shooting simply was not there. The victory over Los Angeles moved Atlanta to 25-13 with 6 regular season games remaining, meaning every possession is becoming increasingly valuable. As the postseason approaches, every physical matchup will carry more significance, and every controversial foul involving Reese is likely to receive even more attention because the stakes will be higher. A flagrant foul, a technical foul, or an unnecessary confrontation could become much more costly when a single possession can change the momentum of a playoff game, which is why Reese's physical approach will continue to attract scrutiny.